Hi guys. Man, it's really bright in here. I'm sitting in front of a window. Hi, happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I'm sitting in my new office. It's really coming together. Oh my gosh, it's looking so good. I'm loving it. I feel like I need to move. It seems really like the lighting is really weird. I feel really red. There's bring on my mama. Here we go. Bring in her on.
You look really red.
I know. I don't know what's happening.
Hi. I'm trying a new angle today. How's this?
Well, you know how this goes. It looks dark on my end, but then you say when you watch the recording, it looks like.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, that's all in your imagination. Let me just fix my hair here. I have an eyelash in my eye. Hi, Megan.
Oh, no.
Thanks for being here today. We're Jake and Joy from jakeandjoy.com.
Yes, we are.
She's Jake. I'm Joy. I missed you guys last week.
I know.
Went to this stupid, it was supposed to be a fashion show, networking thing, and it was makeup. And I bought over $400 worth of this stuff. You know, Trish McAvoy, it was all her stuff. I don't even wear makeup.
Oh my God. Well, they always say the best salespeople are the easiest to sell. So there you go.
Well, you are a total example of that. You will buy anything. Sure,
Yeah.
I'll buy that. Hey, if you're jumping on, let us know where you're on from. Hi, Alex. Nice to see you. Really great to have you guys. We've got a really exciting show planned for you today, and I have two jokes that you're gonna.
Two jokes.
I can go hysterical. Two jokes.
Oh God.
Two jokes. Because I didn't tell you a joke last week or the week before. So two jokes. I'm making up for it. So awesome. So we're Jake and Joy from jakeandjoy.com, and we come every Wednesday to you to wake up your badass. Because we know that there is a badass inside of every one of us. Yes?
Yes.
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 So we want to help you have the success that you're looking for in your business, whether it's a network marketing business, an affiliate program, or even a brick and mortar business. We really want to empower you, especially women. We work with men too. We're equal opportunity offenders, but we mostly work with women. And the reason behind that is that, you know, there aren't, and I talk about this all the time. You know, I started in the network marketing industry when Jake was 7 years old and I was a single mom. And at the time, you know, there weren't a lot of things that I could do to make the kind of money that I wanted to make to be able to provide the life for our family that wouldn't involve me like just dumping her in childcare. You know, like you can't become this big corporate executive or even a college professor or any of that stuff and then go raise your kid and then come back and just come back in where you left off. That just doesn't happen, number one. Number two, in the world still there is such an income disparity. It's about 75%. Women are paid 75 to 80% of what men are paid for the exact same job. And the more skills you get, the more education you have, the bigger that gap grows. So we are really committed to helping women especially, but all people, to wake up your badass so you can go out and create the life that you were born to live. Look at this. Why not have a big life?
Oh, it's backwards.
Why not? Why not? I know it's backwards. It's all right. So what are we going to talk about today, Jake?
Today we are talking about, so over the last couple of weeks, we've given you all of these skills and all these things to be implementing, from accountability buddies, the DMO, to Pomodoro technique. And so there are all these things that you can start implementing into your business to start moving your business forward. Now, almost the most important piece of that is is called evaluation.
How do you know if what you're doing is even working?
How do you know if it's working? Have you given it enough time to see if it is working? Have you given it too much time? You should change that shit up.
Stop at that point, because don't you think that that's what most people do first? Is they decide that what they're doing isn't working, right? Whether it's a diet or a new technique that they're using in their business, they give up. We know this with Facebook ads, that people give up on running their Facebook ads long before they've got enough metrics to even look. So you want to find somebody that you trust to help you figure out, how do I evaluate if what I'm doing is working? Like if you're talking about training for a marathon, you know, you don't want to like just read a bunch of different books and then decide, well, this training program's not working, I'm going to do this training program instead. You want to stick with something long enough. I see this happen. We work in health and fitness, and we see this happen with our program all the time. People are like, well, this isn't working for me. I haven't lost weight, so I'm going to go off and do, you know, some stupid thing that has, you know, it's really bad for my health. yes, starving yourself does work for losing weight. It's true. But it doesn't work for very long. So, you know, there's a lot of things like that in the world that people stop doing something that's going to actually work. Hi, Taylor. That's going to actually work for them eventually if they'll just stay with it. So this difference between judgment and evaluation. Jake, talk a little bit about that from a sports standpoint.
Yeah. So our initial thing a lot of times is to go, you know, like what you were saying with the health stuff, is to be like, I haven't lost weight, so this thing isn't working, and this thing sucks, and this is why I can't do this, and this is why nothing ever works, and I hate everything, and all I want to do is eat whatever I want or whatever. And so that kind of is the kind of talk that we often use when we're looking at if something is working or not. We get so emotionally tied up in it because we care about the outcome. We do. We really care. We're doing this new thing because we want to make a change in our life, and so we're really invested heavily emotionally in what we're doing and in making a change. And so when it's not working, we get really upset about it, and it's like, this isn't working. Throw our hands up, throw the whole thing out, and it's really more of an emotional reaction than really a business reaction and a logical reaction. You know, this happens. Of course, this happens in sports. Of course, you know, like. I played basketball, and you go in hot streaks and cold streaks, and that's just how sports works. And in the middle of a cold streak, you're not gonna be like, well, I'm just not gonna play this sport anymore. I'm done with this sport, you know. And of course you think that, you know, the full ride Division I basketball player, and I'm in the middle of my season. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. You know, like, because that's such an emotional response, as opposed to being like, okay. This isn't producing the results that I am looking for. So how can I look at this in an objective way?
Hey, Marjorie, thanks for joining us.
Hi. Yeah, let us know where you're watching in from, actually, where you're watching from. We'd love to get to know you a little bit better. You know, instead of looking at it from a really logical place of like, what are some things that I can make, maybe what's going on, how can I make some changes to this while staying on track? And right. One thing that I do want to say, though, is that a lot of times we evaluate or judge whether something is working or not based solely on the results. And while yes, of course, we want to see some results, sometimes it takes putting in quite a bit of work before we see those results. So that can't be your marker of whether something is working or not.
Yeah, like Jake, talk about that from an ad standpoint. So when you do Facebook ads, how many people are you supposed to reach before you decide whether or not your ad's working?
So you want to let your ad run until you've reached at least 3,000 people.
So that's a really big number. That's a really big number to think about. So a lot of times, like when Jake talks about DMO, like she did, how many sessions, you can go back and watch the other weeks if you missed the other weeks where she was talking about DMO, and you know, like how can you evaluate how many people, like you may have to talk to more people than somebody else. Like you may not have your pattern down yet. You may have to, you know, really get good at your pattern, and so then as you get better, the number of people that you have to talk to will decrease. Now when we say talk to people, we're not actually talking about talking to people. We're talking about, hi Scott, thanks for jumping in. We're not talking about actually talking to people. We're talking about reach outs. We're talking about how many people are you reaching. Yes, using ads is a great way to reach people, but eventually you have to start having a conversation with them, you know, through text or Facebook Messenger. And ultimately, and all you millennials, you just don't want to hear this, ultimately, you have to talk to them. You have to talk to them. So you want to start figuring out, what are your metrics? Like, Jake, do you know how many people it takes for you? Like right now, you're doing about 20 reach outs a day?
I'm doing about 10 now. I adjusted it. I'm doing about 10 now.
You got kind of lazy.
It was like the follow-ups were getting so out of hand that I couldn't stay. It was the ratio was getting out.
So this is really a good point here. So like, is it sustainable? Is what you're doing sustainable? Like, could you have this blitz of, how long did you keep up the 20 a day? Hey,
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So 3 weeks, she kept up this amazing activity. Now you've generated, and you've signed up quite a few people out of that. Hey, Jody. Right? And now you've got so much follow-up from that activity, but probably eventually you'll get back to a place where you'll have enough time to go back to 20, right?
Right.
So that's the process of evaluating. and making small adjustments without just saying, like, she could have given up after a week and said, you know what, I haven't signed anybody up. I'm not doing this anymore. Right?
Which those thoughts do go through our minds. It does. When we do, like, no matter, I was talking about this on another live video, like, no matter where you are and what you're doing, no matter if you're like a top income earner or you're just beginning, everybody has those flashes of thoughts or that are like, this isn't working, I should quit. That we all do. And so, like, it's not that like top earners don't think that way, they don't have those thoughts, it's that they have those thoughts and they just keep going anyway.
Absolutely. Totally. That is absolutely true. I have a funny joke though I should tell right now. Should I tell my funny joke?
Then we need to tell them actually how to evaluate after that.
Well, we are telling them how to evaluate right now.
No, but when you tell them the process.
Oh, okay. Yes, we'll tell you the process after I tell you a funny joke, and then I will tell you another funny joke at the end. This is a really quick funny joke. So it's often said that you should never judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes. And after that, it doesn't matter because you're a mile away and you got his shoes.
Oh my God. She's cracking up. She's dying at this joke.
I just read that. I thought it was hysterical. I have another funny one at the end. I'll tell the funny one. Okay, so let's go through that because we're taking up a lot of time here. Let's go through how do you evaluate?
Okay, so you know, whether you can use this technique, whether it's like a one-time thing that you're evaluating, maybe it was like you did a presentation and you want to evaluate your presentation.
Hey, Gigi thought that was a funny joke. She gave me a smile.
She is just humoring you.
Hey, everybody voted that they wanted my jokes, so you're gonna get my jokes.
They did. They're pretty good. Okay, so whether it's evaluating like a one-time activity, like you gave a presentation, or you ran an event, or you know, something that was just a one-time thing, or you're evaluating something that you've been doing, you know, long-term, you can use this same strategy. And so it's called the 3-2-1 evaluation strategy. And so the first thing you do, because our first easiest thing that we do is to start to rattle off all the things that aren't working with what we're doing.
So let's do this with your with how you did your 20. You're doing 20 a day. Let's start with that.
Okay.
See, Scott thought it was funny too. See,
it was a good one. That's he's only halfway.
Okay. So let's use your DMO as a thing. So you did for 3 weeks, you were doing just a huge amount of activity. What were 3 things about it that really worked?
Okay, so we're gonna tell them the process. So the first thing you do is the 3-2-1. So the 3 things, first 3, you were like ADD this morning. So the first thing is the 3, which is 3 things about whatever it is that really are working, that really working. Okay, so I did this, you know, every 20 workouts a day. I think that really works. It got me back into action, which I'd kind of had like my, you know, my foot off the gas pedal for a little while with my business. It got me back into like full force action. 2, I was having a lot of really good conversations with people, and it was pushing me to figure out how to balance using both Facebook and Instagram at the same time. And then 3, me being in that kind of activity inspired my team to get into that kind of activity. So those were 3 things that were awesome about what I was doing.
Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Scott. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, everybody. 2 things so then the 2, so that's the 3. 2 is what 2 things didn't work. And you have to limit yourself to 2 things only. You can't go on this rattling a million things.
That's the judgment part. That's where you go into judgment. It's like everything. Like I was reaching out to the wrong people. It took me too long. I took too much time. I wasn't streamlined. Nobody answered me. Like all that shit.
Yeah.
Right? Don't do that.
Yeah. So 2 things that didn't work. One was that it had me have so many follow-ups that were like exponentially growing that I couldn't stay on top of the follow-ups, and so I was really behind on checking in with people. So that really didn't work very well.
Hey, Andy.
And then the second thing was that I realized that I needed to. Doing it every single day was too much. I needed to have a break. I needed to have like a day or a day and a half where I had like a time to shut down for my brain, and so that didn't work. It was to not give myself a break. So those 2 things didn't work very well. And then the one, and this is probably the most important piece, is what's one thing that I could do, that I could change right now, that I could do differently right now to impact what I'm working on, right? So what's one thing? So it's not like Because if you go and you're like, hey, I'm going to throw out the whole thing and try a whole new DMO, then you don't really know like what it was that worked, what change was it that worked. So if you can change one thing, so my one thing might be, take two days off. That might be one thing that I try, and you try that for a little while, and then you go reevaluate again. Or one thing might be, to do 10 reach outs a day instead of 20, and then see. But if you change your whole thing, you don't know what it was that actually made the difference.
And it's just like when you have a post on Facebook or an ad on Facebook, and you're not getting the response that you want. Like this is really interesting. Yesterday, I had a post on my personal page that I have never had that many comments on before in my life. Never had that much engagement. And I had run a post very similar to that a long time ago. And so I don't know what caused that difference. So I did an experiment, and I ran the exact same post on a different page that I run, my cooking show. And I didn't get any responses at all. Now I have more friends on my personal page than I have followers on my cooking show. Not that much more, but so today what I did is I ran this exact same wording, and I put the picture to be exactly the same as it was on my personal page. So stay tuned and we'll see what actually happens. But that's one little change. So that's one change that you can do. So, a lot of this stuff that we talk about, we really go into great detail on in our Wake Up Your Badass Facebook group. It's a free group. It's really an opportunity to get accountability partners, to take this kind of conversation to a deeper level. In fact, after this training, Jake's going to go into more detail on her Wake Up Your Badass group. So if you're not in our parent company, and if you answer the 3 questions that we ask, we'll let you into that group. And if you promise to give us hearts and things like that on our
so there's a link to access the group in the description of this video, so you can click the link.
But remember, you can't be in our parent company. The company's asked us not to do that. If you're on our team, you're getting the training anyway. So that's another way that you can work with us, is be on our team. But if you're not on our team and you're not in our company, you can join us in our Facebook group, where we go into a lot more detail. Now I have one more joke. I promise one more joke. Or how do they get into the group, Jake?
There's a link in the description of this video to click it.
Okay, so you can click on it. But remember, you have to answer the questions. And if you're listening to this and you say, hey, I asked to be in that group and I'm not in that group, it's because either you're in our company, or number 2, most commonly, you didn't answer the 3 questions. Answer the 3 questions.
Be coachable.
Okay, last joke of the day.
Okay.
So, we talk a lot about judging and evaluating, and we try to not use the words, that was bad or that was good, but we do that with animals, like we say bad kitty or bad dog. And so this dog owner was, telling his dog, he says, you're a bad dog. You stole that biscuit. You are bad. And the dog looks at him and he says, I'm into talking dog jokes, aren't I? The guy looks at his owner and he goes, are you kidding me? I stole a biscuit. You humans, you cause wars. You're racist. You cause genocide. You're polluting the environment. You're horrible people. And I'm bad for stealing a biscuit? Jeez. And the owner looks at him and says, okay, you can have another biscuit. But I'm bummed. Okay, it was great to be with you guys. I got to go do yoga and then run 5 miles and then sign a lease. It's a big day, big day, big day, big day. It was so fun to see you all. We're Jake and Joy from jakeandjoy.com.
And you're going to be live on Friday.
What? Oh, Friday. Yes, Friday I will tell my telenovela. Mandy, part of my telenovela. So I will be expanding on my telenovela live on Facebook right here at Jake and Joy, jakeandjoy.com. That's us. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.